Hey guys, your buddy James here. It is November 30th, 2015. I'm down 40 pounds. I was at it for a few months, and then I kind of fell off the rails for a few months, and now I have been at it solid for 2.5 months. So it's taking me about 4.5, 5 months to lose 40 pounds. Feeling a lot better. My focus is coming back. My body's starting to feel better. Man, I've been doing a lot of juicing, a lot of kale and broccoli and ginger and turmeric and all that kind of stuff. And then I've been doing these salads every day. And usually it's a combination of mixed greens with spinach, and then I'll do some organic chicken sliced or chopped up in it, and I do chia seeds, hemp seeds, walnuts, little carrots, some sunflower seeds, and a little bit of this kind of healthy dressing from Trader Joe's. It's really good. It's like some sort of a raspberry thing or something, but it's really good. So I've been doing that, and then kombucha every day, one or a half a day, and the weight's coming off. It's really been quite an experience. And today was my first day of real hard working out, and I had this whole exercise regime set up, and I made it a fair amount of the way. I probably made it about 3/4 of the way before I got sick. I went pretty hardcore, but though I did good until I started feeling like I was gonna throw up. So I don't know if that's how that all washes out, but I did 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then I had like an exercise routine of weights, and like I said, I made it about halfway through the exercises, and felt a little so I wrapped it up, came home, and I had a juice and I had a salad, exactly what I've been saying, and it's amazing. I mean, this is really amazing. For anybody that knows me, I mean, I lived on junk food. I really I had a pretty big appetite. I still do. And I loved, pizza and burgers and Taco Bell and Wendy's, and, I loved, ice cream and all that stuff, and chocolate, and, pretzels and soda. So now everything's different. So this is kind of my new life, and it's exciting. It's fun. I had people all last week or so, friends in from out of town, and that's really strange because my lifestyle doesn't particularly agree with anybody else. I mean, I don't know anybody else kind of that is into what I'm into too much. My wife is, but I'm kind of a fanatic now about it, and I my whole life is about reading and learning, and the thing is, like, I've got all these movies I like to watch, like Hungry for Change and Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and all these bodybuilding videos and stuff, and I like to just watch them all day long sometimes. Like, even when I'm working, they'll be on in the background, because it oddly helps me to not eat, to be honest with you. It helps me to just be cool. So for like a week or so with people here, I felt like I can just have bodybuilding videos and videos about vegetables going on all the time. Plus we went out to eat, but all in all I did good, and I actually managed to continue to lose weight while they were here. Not at the pace I was going, but I did good. And now I've got some time to focus. And I'm really excited. I mean, this is what I've wanted my whole life, to be honest with you. I was skinny as a kid, then I put on weight, then I lost it, and I moved out to LA and did the rock star thing, and But then I was like 22 years old, and I basically just starved myself. I lived on nothing but top ramen and beer, and I worked out like 3 hours a day. I worked at a gym. I worked at Holiday Health Spa in North Hollywood. So I was very into fitness back then, but I didn't really know anything about food. I literally knew nothing about food. I remember I used to go to the one, I used to work out at the one in Encino when I was living in Van Nuys. So I would walk to the gym, which took me like 45 minutes or so whatever. I'd work out for like 2 hours, and I'd walk home, and on the way home, I would pass this Japanese restaurant, and all I would get in there was a humongous bowl of white rice, and then the dried noodles that come with the food, and then water, and then that would be what I was drinking and eating, and back then I thought that that was healthy. I remember somebody saying, "Oh, you shouldn't. Where you have no protein. It's too much starch." And I was like, "What's starch?" Like I didn't even know anything. But since then, I've learned a lot, and yeah, the key is to eat as many single ingredient foods as you can throughout the day, and organic. Try to stay away from the pesticides and the antibiotics and all that stuff. Single ingredient meaning like, an apple or a carrot or a piece of chicken or whatever. Like staying away from combined foods that are in packages that are made in a lab, that have anything to do with anything like that. Stay away from it. Stay away from soda. Really stay away from wheat. I've turned into one of those weirdos, those gluten-free weirdos, which I'm not really gluten-free. I don't know. I just don't eat wheat. I just don't really eat that much wheat anymore. Once in a while, I'll have a slice of bread with something, and it's weird. Sometimes I'll eat it and I can feel it. Like I'm like, ew, that's weird. And the refined sugars. Staying off the refined sugars. And so now my new thing too is I'm doing all this like super clean water. That's what I'm moving into next. Is I'm learning about structured water and minerals, and structured water versus reverse osmosis, and getting a filtration system, and so I've been drinking much better water, and it's really helping. So I do drink a lot of water, especially also being a singer. Singers are kind of watery people, and I was doing Dietary, and then I looked at all the tests, and I watched videos of people doing tests on it, and it's like disgusting. It's like acidic, loaded with crap. It's tap water, and so if I have to do store-bought water of the popular brands, the best are Evian and Fiji, the somewhat cleanest and more alkaline. And actually Arrowhead always comes out really good, which seems like a cheap but Arrowhead. But Dasani is terrible, and the worst one is Aquafina. That stuff is just heinous, man. So I've been trying to do the water. I've been doing the water. Now I'm doing the working out, and I'm replacing slowly, which within the next few days it'll all be gone. Non-fluoride, non-chemical toothpaste. You don't want fluoride. That's from the Nazis. That was their idea of mind control, was to give people fluoride. The more you learn about this, the more you realize how our government sucks. And they're a bunch of frickin' douchebags. And don't vote for them. That's how you frickin' show them. But that's a whole other story. I won't get into it. But non-fluoride toothpaste. I went and got chemical-free, carcinogenic-free body wash and body lotion. And I took my first shower with this stuff the other day, and it felt great. When I got done, I literally felt better, because I've been just using whatever Suave and whatever commercial $2 body wash and aloe vera, whatever, just commercial lotions and stuff. And I used this nice stuff I got at the vitamin shop, and it really made a difference. So the next thing is shampoo and conditioner, which I think I'm going to buy that today. And I'm going to get rid of all the again, whatever I use, I can't even think of the name, but whatever commercial junk that you buy at CVS for $4, it's just loaded with chemicals. And the thing I'm learning is like, our government, not just our government, the world has made like, averaging is they're saying around 77,000 different chemicals, and they've poured them into our system. I mean, they're in our water, they're in our rain, they're in the dirt, they're in all the animals, they're in us, they're in me, they're in you, they're in all of us. And a lot of these chemicals have barely been tested at all. So we don't know the long-term effects of any of this stuff. So, and that's the thing is like, until I could clean my body out and start to get rid of some of these toxins, my body didn't want to let go of the fat, because the fat works almost as like a protection. And actually the toxins are in the fat. So if you start trying to rip out fat with all this misery inside of your body, it just gets poured into the body, and it's not necessarily going to be cleansed out. So that's really what the last, I'd say, 10 weeks have been, is cleansing. I mean, just look at my eyes. If anybody knows me, this is not what I normally look like. I mean, I look like one of those crazy yoga meditating people with big eyes now. I don't know what that's all about, like these big eyes. And my skin is clearing up. It's amazing. I mean, this is just amazing stuff. I started looking at myself now. I lost my concentration. But anyway, so realizing I had all these chemicals inside of me, and all these toxins from drinking soda, eating processed foods, being depressed, being angry. My hormones were off, my adrenal glands were blown, my thyroid was blown, just cortisol running through my veins. Insulin spiking like 8 times a day through the roof. I had all kinds of stuff going on, some things that were really scary. With my blood pressure, and also this whole thing with like, I couldn't bend over. Like if I would bend over to pick something up, and not every time, but especially something like if I had to do a repetitive thing, like, let's say there were, 10 bags that I had to move somewhere. Like after like the third or fourth one, I'd get up and I'd be like, I would feel like I was going to like collapse or like have a heart attack, or I don't know what it was. It was this very odd feeling of weakness and shakiness. And then I would instinctively run to eat, because I found, and I'm learning, I don't want to talk about it because I'm not fully understanding it, so I don't want to say anything that's right or wrong, or say anything that's wrong, but I would have to hit sugar right away. That would be the only thing that would snap me out of it. I would be like this, shaking. So I'd be picking up stuff, and all of a sudden I'd get this flush feeling, like the blood flew out of me. I'd feel like ice cold, and then I'd start this shaking. And I couldn't answer the phone. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I would want to be alone. I'd be like really uncomfortable and scared. And then I would go and like slam a soda, some chips, chocolate. A lot of times I would make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And that would always help me. I'd grab like a full-blown, I'd grab either soda or milk, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, sit down, eat it. By the end of the sandwich, I'd be coming down from whatever it was that happened to me, and it would take usually about an hour or two for me to fully feel cool again. That doesn't happen anymore. That's amazing, because I got 2 little kids and I can't die. This just ain't happening, man. I have to live, and not only do I have to live, but I have to be like energetic for them, and I have to be like able to make a living. And if I'm feeling terrible about myself, and I look like crap, and I feel like crap, and I got no clothes, and my self-esteem is in the ground, being in the music business ain't no joke, man. Especially nowadays. It's almost impossible to make any freaking money in this shit anymore, if anybody hasn't noticed. This stuff is hard, man. This is a hard way to live, man. I shouldn't say that. I mean, it's negative. I'm trying to be more positive. I'm just being honest. It's not easy. It's very, very hard. 10 years ago, Money was, I had to duck. It was coming at me. I was on all these TV shows and everything was fantastic. And now I'm like, in Nashville, and it's just like, ugh. It's just, I don't know. I shouldn't have said anything. Maybe I'll just cut this whole part out of the video. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. So anyway, realizing like I had all these toxins in me, getting back to the toxins. That's what I've been doing the last 10 weeks, is just ridding myself of these toxins. Leafy green vegetables, constantly. Spinach, kale, romaine lettuce, mixed greens, baby spinach, whatever. Tons of it. Tons of it, tons of it, tons of it. And gelatinous things. For me, it's mostly chia. I do a lot of chia seeds. I mean, a lot of, like in my teeth all day long. And if you know what a chia seed does, and you put it in water, or you just kind of like put a little bit in water, it turns into like gluey gelatin. And what happens is the leafy greens pull the toxins out of the body, and then they bind with this gluey chia seeds, and then you poop them out. And that's how you want to get rid of these toxins, man. The more you can poop them out and less sweat them out, the better for your body. They're better to go out your bowels than out your skin. Trust me, I know that firsthand. Trust me, I know that firsthand. When I was like, I would be at my worst, man, fat, depressed, I would just go on these like crash diets, start working out like crazy, and within 2 weeks I'd be sick as a dog. Because the body just is like, whoa, all this poison's going into the body. So, anyway, I just want to make this video because it feels like a landmark day for me. I've been going through a lot of ups and downs. And I want to just go through ups now. I'm kind of done with going through downs if I can avoid them. I don't know. I don't think they're avoidable. But, church was amazing yesterday. The preacher was reading out of Matthew and talking about the whole thing with the guy that gets the 5 bags of gold, and the guy that gets the 2 bags of gold, and the guy that gets the 1 bag of gold. I don't know if you guys know. I think it's Matthew 26:14 through 28 or something. It's right in that area. And basically the guy with the 5 bags of gold goes and makes another 5 bags of gold, and God's really happy with him. And then the guy with the 2 bags of gold, he goes out and makes another 2 bags of gold, and God's like, this is great. You're doing, he's giving back, he's doing this, he's being generous, all this stuff, great stuff. And the guy that got the 1 bag of gold was bummed out and threw it in the ditch. Well, that was it. And God said, that's it. No more gold. If I can't trust you with 1, then I can't trust you with any more. I don't know if that's really quite the full message. That's kind of what I got out of it. And I feel like in a way, like right now with my career and everything and this transition, I feel like the dude with like on a 1 bag of gold. And I've kind of been feeling like, Yeah, coming from such a vibrant career in Los Angeles, and this has been a transition for me. And but I do have 1 bag of gold. That's the thing. It's like I have my talents. I have my blessings, I have my skills, and I have to work them. And that's the thing. It's like, and I'll be honest with you, lately I've been looking around at these other guys with bags of gold more than me, and I've been jealous, and I've been envious, and I've been angry, and I've been going through a lot. And it's like nothing is going to happen good for me until I start to be grateful for the gold that I do have, be grateful for the talents that I do have, be grateful for the blessings that I do have. So that's where I'm at. I've been going to bed at night and getting up in the morning and being thankful for healthy kids and a beautiful wife and a cool studio, and I'm still healthy. And I mean, I've been given 50th shot at life here. You know, a lot of guys, I mean, I'm 51 years old. A lot of guys like me that sit in studios and live in boxes and stare at computers and eat junk food are dead by now. Trust me, I know. I know a few of them. It's not healthy. You know, the stress of being self-employed. You know, you put it all together, and it's a recipe for disaster. So, the fact that I've been given a shot at redeeming myself just shows mercy. So anyway, that's where I'm at. revolutionhealthy.com is obviously the site. It's just all coming together. I'm going to be getting certified personal trainer and nutrition. It'll all happen by summer while my body's coming together. Yeah. And you got to subscribe to my YouTube, because I need 100 to get a custom URL. And without a custom URL, it's like, I'm like youtube.com/blah, blah, 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 into the abyss of nothingness. The abyss of nothingness. But there you have it. Look at that. It's coming back. I actually have a jaw. There's a jaw there. How interesting. Wait till you guys see my before and after video. You have no idea how intense it's going to be, man. I weighed in at 275 pounds and I videoed it. No shirt on. Freestyle, baby. Honest. It is awful, man. I look at it about every other day just to remember. You know, and then I get in front of the mirror and I go, all right, you know, this is like, I'm not where I want to be, but man, I am not there anymore. Anyway, you guys can do it, man. You know, it's, if anybody else wants to lose weight, hit me up. Because I am entrenched in this reality right now. And it works. And the stuff that I'm learning is the real stuff. You know, the real stuff. Start to really learn about, you know, how policies are you know, made, and lobbyists work, and the USDA and all these things, man, and you realize, you know, the lie. Go volunteer at a grammar school, and go volunteer to watch over the kids while they eat, and look at what they feed them.